Hello everyone. Have you ever wondered how a woman who has lost everything will find her peace again? I, LyTuCam, a single mother, have gone through the darkest days, and today, in the middle of the wild mountains and forests, I learn how to rebuild my life.
Morning mist still clung to the leaves outside my small hut. I sat under the bamboo roof, holding a thin piece of bamboo in my hand. The scent of fresh bamboo mixed with the earthy smell after rain somehow made my heart feel lighter. Inside, baby Chwai was still fast asleep, her tiny lips curling as if she were dreaming about something sweet. I thought, maybe it's time to make her a new cradle, a place where she could lie down, listen to the wind, and hear the gentle murmur of the stream nearby. So I went out to the garden, chose a few straight bamboo stalks, brought them back, split, shaved, and carefully joined each piece together. Every sound of the hammer echoing through the forest felt like a heartbeat, tiring, yet filled with happiness. There were days in the past when peace like this felt impossible, days filled only with tears and worries. But now, when I hear the birds sing and see the sunlight glittering through the leaves, I realize peace doesn't come from anywhere else. It comes from our own hands when we rebuild our lives from the smallest, simplest things. I smiled, gently running my hand along the smooth bamboo, whispering, "This cradle will be a new beginning for the two of us." As I was carving the last piece, I suddenly heard footsteps coming up from the small path behind the house. When I looked up, I saw Nam, in his familiar blue shirt, walking toward me, carrying a small bag in one hand. Sunlight streamed through the trees, lighting up his sunburned face. I couldn't help but smile. He called out, half teasing, "Cam!" I could hear hammering all the way from the path. "What are you up to this early?" I put the hammer down and laughed softly. "I'm making a new cradle for baby Chwai. She's grown so fast, the old basket can't fit her anymore." Nam chuckled and set his bag down on the bamboo table. "I stopped by the market this morning, brought some meat and vegetables for you two. Come on, let me help. You'll never finish this by evening if you do it alone." He rolled up his sleeves and took the hammer from me, measuring the bamboo joints carefully. I sat beside him, holding each piece steady. Every strike of the hammer rang clear, blending with the sound of the wind and birds outside. A strangely peaceful symphony. Nam spoke while working. "I remember when I first met you. You looked so thin and fragile. I didn't think you could survive up here. But now look at you. You've built a house, and now even a cradle. Impressive." I smiled quietly and replied, "Maybe because I've been through too much pain, that now I find joy in the smallest things. Just seeing my child smile or hearing the wind is enough for me." He looked up, his eyes calm and warm. A moment of silence passed between us, broken only by the rhythm of the hammer and the faint scent of fresh bamboo. Sometimes, his hand brushed lightly against mine while we worked. It didn't make me flustered, only peaceful. Like two lonely souls, quietly fixing something together and healing at the same time. The cradle finally took shape. Nam gave it a gentle push. It creaked softly, and he smiled. "So, this is baby Chwai's first real cradle, made by her mother and Uncle Nam." I smiled back. "Thank you, not just for this, but for always remembering us." The wind swept down from the hill, carrying the scent of grass and new bamboo. Under the golden light, I felt my heart warm, as if all the loneliness of the past years was slowly being soothed by his quiet kindness. When the cradle was finished, we both stood there for a while, admiring what we had built. The bamboo joints fit perfectly, shining golden under the light. I whispered softly, my voice trembling. "It's even more beautiful than I imagined." Nam laughed. "Not just beautiful, it's strong too. Now, let's see if the little owner approves." I carried baby Zhuai out, still half asleep. Her tiny hands waved curiously in the sunlight. I placed her gently into the cradle and rocked it. She looked around, touched the smooth bamboo rail, tapped it with her fingers, then burst into laughter. Her laughter echoed through the forest, through every leaf and beam of light, and something inside me melted. Nam whispered, "Look at her smile, worth every effort." Tears welled up in my eyes. I hid them behind a smile. Maybe this is her first real gift, a gift of love. Baby Zhuai kept playing, swinging the old toy I had tied with a red string. The wind brushed through the thatched roof, carrying the smell of smoke and sunshine. Everything felt like the picture of peace I had once dreamed of. Nam sat down, eating a bowl of noodles, still smiling as he watched us. I sat by the fire, feeding it more wood. The orange glow flickered on my daughter's cheeks, making them shine rosy and warm. I said softly, "Zhuai, you know, when I found you in the forest, I never imagined we'd have a day like this. A roof over our heads, someone kind to help us, and your laughter echoing through the trees. I used to think happiness was just watching you sleep safely." Nam was quiet for a while, then spoke in a gentle voice. "You deserve this peace, Cam. You've been through enough storms to understand the value of sunlight." I lowered my head, unable to meet his eyes. My daughter was half asleep in the bamboo cradle, her little hands still clutching her toy. The wind rustled the leaves outside, sunlight dancing across her peaceful face, an angel in the middle of the forest. I smiled, whispering to myself, "Thank you, life, for letting us meet good people." That evening there was birdsong, the smell of burning wood, and the quiet laughter of a child. In that moment I felt every old wound slowly being healed by the simple warmth of human kindness. The afternoon sun drifted lower. I sat by the bamboo rack, washing rice. The cool stream flowed through my fingers, each grain white and pure, like the promise of another peaceful meal. Nam sat under the hut, deftly picking vegetables. Every time he came, this little home seemed brighter, filled with laughter and something like family.
He asked while working, "Cam, has little Zhuai started talking more?" I nodded with a smile. "Yes, every morning she calls out, 'Mama, is lunch ready?' It's the sweetest sound I've ever heard." Nam laughed softly, a warmth that spread quietly through the air. I looked at him and suddenly remembered the first time we met. He was just a stranger in the rain, offering to help a woman lost in the woods. Now, that stranger had become the kindest part of my life. Smoke from the fire rose into the air, carrying the scent of dry wood. Nam poured the meat into the pan. The sound of sizzling filled the hut. I sat nearby, rinsing vegetables, and said softly, "I used to wish for someone to sit and eat with me, not wealth, not luxury, just someone to share an ordinary meal." He didn't answer right away. Instead, he handed me the spoon. "Here, taste this. Too salty?" I tasted the soup and smiled. "It's perfect." He smiled back, his eyes lingering on mine a little longer than usual. I turned away, pretending to tidy up the dishes. Sometimes, silence says more than words ever could. When everything was ready, he placed the bamboo table in the middle of the hut.
I carried the steaming pot of rice over. He said quietly, "Sit down, let's eat. 2 adults and 1 little angel. That's more than enough." Baby Shuai toddled over, hugged my leg, and climbed into Nam's lap. He chuckled. "Today, Uncle Nam is the chef. Let's eat well."
Laughter filled the hut. In the middle of the forest, it was just the 3 of us. A simple meal of boiled greens, stewed meat, and wild soup. Yet it felt warmer than any feast I had ever known. I thought to myself, happiness doesn't always need promises. Sometimes it's just someone cooking with you, listening to the wind together, and realizing that life is still worth living. Nam looked at me, his voice low and sincere. "You know, every time I come here, I feel at peace. Down there, people chase too many things. But up here, with you and the little one, everything feels right." I said nothing. His words fell into my heart like drops of water over stone. Baby Shuai yawned, then drifted off to sleep in my arms. The wind rustled the leaves, birds sang softly in the distance, and the sky above was the color of calm. I looked at Nam, a simple man, no grand gestures, no fancy words, just quiet warmth and care. And inside me, something began to bloom, a tiny seed of peace after a very long season of rain. That day, I realized I was no longer alone. Because in the simplest things, a meal, a smile, a shared silence, I had found something that felt like home.
Chúng ta vừa cùng nhau đi qua một hành trình nhỏ nhưng lại chất chứa thật nhiều cảm xúc, từ những nỗi buồn, những giọt nước mắt, cho đến cả những khoảnh khắc bình yên, giản dị vô cùng quý giá. Cảm ơn bạn đã đồng hành và lắng nghe đến tận những giây phút cuối cùng. Mỗi một lượt xem, mỗi một ánh mắt dừng lại, mỗi một trái tim cùng đồng cảm đều là nguồn động lực để cho những câu chuyện như thế này được tiếp tục viết nên. Nếu cuộc sống còn bộn bề, đôi khi chỉ cần những giây phút lắng lại, ta sẽ nhận ra rằng niềm tin, lòng nhân ái và sự sẻ chia luôn có sức mạnh chữa lành kỳ diệu. Và cũng chính nhờ có bạn, người không ngại dành thời gian quý giá để đồng hành, và hành trình của nhân vật trong câu chuyện này trở nên trọn vẹn hơn, ấm áp hơn. Dù phía trước vẫn còn nhiều chông gai, nhưng chỉ cần trái tim con người biết hướng về nhau thì bóng tối nào cũng sẽ được soi sáng bởi một tia hy vọng. Xin gửi đến bạn lời cảm ơn chân thành nhất. Hẹn gặp lại các bạn trong các tập tiếp theo, nơi câu chuyện còn tiếp tục mở ra và những bước chân kiên cường luôn mơ ước lặng lẽ và niềm tin chưa bao giờ tắt. Cảm ơn các bạn rất nhiều. Chúc các bạn luôn bình an.